So it looks like it's over for Kandi and the gang. And finally, Latocha Scott is revealing what really went down when it comes to the wardrobe situation at the Soul Train Awards and why she's not touring with her, quote, sisters. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we have a couple of Xscape Kandi situations to cover here. As you know, we were covering the whole Xscape being honored at the Soul Train Awards and everyone wondering what the hell happened with the looks. It looks like Latocha and the Pips. Okay, before we get into that, let's just give you an update because one of the other shows that a lot of you have been asking about and if it's coming back is Kandi and the Gang. As you know, Kandi and the Gang was a spin-off from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, following Kandi and her restaurant and the cast of characters. We've covered the show. We enjoyed the show. But Kandi revealed on her Amazon Live that Bravo decided not to move forward about it, and she didn't want to talk any further about it because she was very upset about it.
Thomas asks, when will Kandi and the Gang return? Unfortunately, it is not returning. Bravo is not bringing it back. That's so sad, and I am super sad about it. Okay, I'm gonna move on now because I don't even get sad right now.
Look, we had high hopes for Kandi and the Gang. I thought it could have been the next Vanderpump Rules. I do believe that somewhere in this first season, sometimes that's all you get is that first shot. Look at Selling Tampa. All of us said we see the potential, but sometimes that's all you get is that first shot to make a lasting impression. And though the ratings were solid, they were solid, better than Watch What Happens Live, yet that was been renewed. See, that's the thing. When you look at the ratings and you compare them to Watch What Happens Live, you're like, why is that continuously renewed? I don't know how we got there, but here we are. So it hasn't been renewed. It's sad to hear that. I thought it was a solid show. I think they could have done more in a season 2 to make it a little bit better. Like, get that generator, Todd. I kid. So along with that, you know, this week we've been covering and talking about the Xscape drama. Yesterday, I covered a flashback video of the group talking about Latocha Scott, telling them that she's going solo. She was like, Tiny and Tamika, you can go continue to have babies, and Kandi, you can go do that modeling thing. I'm going solo. We really need this Xscape biopic. We really do. We really do. Up until today. But as you know, Xscape has a reality show coming in March to Bravo. So Kandi, dry those tears, girl. You already have another show coming to the network. And she's still the longest running housewife in the franchise and returning for another season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Latocha is speaking out because, you know, the internet has been dragging her. I wouldn't say that we were dragging her. We were just pointing out all the things. And I said to you, I'm not going to an Xscape concert where all 4 ladies aren't there. All 4 ladies have to be there. But we also covered and told you the reason why Latocha reportedly did not want to be a part of this upcoming tour, mini tour, was because of the promoter and the issues with the promoter. Sidebar, guys. I'm not going to even cut this out. Keep my 4th wall in. Kempire, you are the producer and the editor. Oh. As I was doing this video, I saw that Latocha Scott's Instagram story was no longer available. Thank God I saved it. I'm going to keep this in, though. So Latocha had been being dragged on social media for, you know, being the problem, being the issue. And she did say that she was not going to be silent anymore. The video that I did earlier, I highlighted all of that. Well, she did respond. And this is what her response is to the ladies and to the public. First off, I'd like to apologize to all of the fans. It's so unfortunate that I have to tell my truth this way. However, in this new space, I won't be silenced by who has the bigger following. Kandi? If I don't say anything, I'm dragged. If I do say something, I'm dragged. So here it goes. Me having my own stylist initially came when the group was at odds with the original stylist about being overcharged. The group as a whole felt a way about it, so when they decided to use him again, I had already made the decision to work with someone else to avoid the confusion. We've done 3 shows together that my stylist styled me, and the other ladies wore looks by their stylist, which were all in sync, just like the performance look for the awards. My stylist and their stylist was in contact all week about the performance look, so I don't see how the same info wasn't shared for the carpet. Had any of my quote sisters come to my defense, it wouldn't have gone this far. Instead, they watched me being dragged on the internet as if I'm the problem or this was done intentionally, which is untrue. She then says, the reason I'm not doing the tour is because the promoter the girls are on tour with threatened my husband's life. Her husband is also her manager. The promoter was initially brought to the table by my husband for a few shows. 2 of the ladies had COVID on the show dates, so my sister and I performed alone in Atlanta, and the other show we had to pull out of. That's where the deal went left over a situation that could have been resolved. The promoter then referenced getting my husband's quote head touched and me being a widow. Would you have gone on tour with him? If that was any of their husbands, they definitely wouldn't have done the tour either, which I would have supported. Like I told them and management, I'm available for any dates that doesn't include that particular promoter. I choose family and loyalty over everything. But when my sister chose to disrespect our mother on a public platform, I literally couldn't stomach it, and we haven't spoken since. I am trusting that God will restore and bring my family back together. This just hurts. Look, this is her side of the story. I don't know what the other ladies have to say, but when you look at the numbers, when you see that both Tamika, Kandi, and Tiny are all in agreement, it makes me just kind of look at Latocha. Are we sure here? It sounds like the issue with the tour is at the root, what we reported, an issue between her husband and this promoter. I feel as if my intuitive nature says there's more to that story. Should this promoter have said what he said to her husband? Probably not. Probably not. But what did your husband say and do? I'm just saying, look, this is her side, but I'm just like, part of me feels for him to come at the husband this way, I'm just like, well, there had to be something. What sparked this sort of confrontation with the two? Maybe nothing. You know, some people are just hotheads. And you know, sometimes promoters you're just like, you know, they can be a little sketch, some promoters. So I don't blame her. If this is what really happened, I don't blame her for not doing the tour with the ladies because of this promoter. But I just have a feeling like all of these Kandi, Tiny, and Tamika, for them not to support her in that moment, I just don't feel like it's that. Especially after I watched that video of allegedly, this is what the ladies had to say in regards to when Latocha wanted to go solo before the 3rd album. So I'm just kind of looking like, I just don't see them being that way, especially Tiny. Tiny's a girl's girl. Tiny has always been like the one in the middle of everyone. If that was the situation, I just feel as if, no, Tasha, I just don't know. I don't know if I believe you in this message. But maybe it's true. And it's sad to me that this whole situation, I'm not sure what happened. You guys will have to fill me in the comment section about Tamika disrespecting the mom on a public platform. When, where, what? It's sad to me that it now is causing an issue in the family. And I'm glad she apologized to the fans because the fans just want to hear their music. They just want to see you guys tour. And like I said in my previous video on this, some people are just saying, just break up already and stop putting us through this constant drama. Every time you guys get together, it's something. Just be done with it. Like so many other groups are done with it. But they have, I think, probably one of the biggest comebacks that we've seen in recent years is the Xscape reuniting and going on tour and performing and all of them just sounding really, really great. But like I said before, I'm not going to any show without all of the ladies singing. Sorry, for those of you that are going to see Xscape in these coming weeks. That's me. You have every right. Go enjoy. I'm sure it's still going to be a great performance. However, I'm not going. I want to hear Latocha's thing, and I want to hear all of the other ladies sing together. The magic is together with these ladies. Not one is bigger than the other, in my opinion. Guys, I want to know your reaction to what Latocha had to say. And will you be sad that Kandi and the Gang won't be returning for another season? Guys, let's have this conversation below. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.